has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho.
That is amazing. Thank you, everybody. Our marshals will help you people safe and help keep space for passengers.
Another
That happened earlier this month. Dunn was initially detained and then released. Now, I think it is not a good idea to throw sandwiches at people. I don't think Dunn should have done that. But the response to the sandwich throwing incident from the White House wasn't just disproportionate. It was absolutely unhinged.
An individual went up to one of the federal law enforcement officers and started jumping up and down, screaming at him, berating him, yelling at him. And then he took a Subway sandwich about this big and took it and threw it at the officer. He thought it was funny. Well, he doesn't think it's funny today because we charged him with a felony, assault on a police officer. And we're going to back the police to the hilt. So there, stick your Subway sandwich somewhere else.
According to local news report, Dunn repeatedly tried to turn himself in upon seeing what a big deal the White House was making over his case, but he was unsuccessful. Instead, his arrest was the subject of one of the most deranged propaganda videos I've ever seen in my life, certainly ever seen put out by the U.S. government. It looks like a scene from Narcos or maybe a Paul Verhoeven film like RoboCop. What appears to be about a dozen heavily armed FBI agents and U.S. Marshals with body armor and riot shields storming a luxury condo building in Washington's West End to detain a guy in jeans who is obviously not resisting in any way, all because he is accused of throwing a sandwich. And here's the kicker. Today we learned that federal prosecutors were not able to convince a grand jury to charge him with a felony. A group of his peers simply refused to buy the government's ginned-up case. And to be clear, in normal times, it is extraordinarily rare for a grand jury to refuse to approve an indictment. The deck is heavily stacked towards the prosecutors in these situations. There's the old cliche, right? You could get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich. And yet, the U.S. Attorney's Office for D.C. could not get a grand jury to indict a guy for throwing the sandwich. This isn't an isolated incident. Earlier this week, we learned that same U.S. Attorney, Jeanine Pirro, last seen on Fox's The Five, that her office similarly failed to get a felony indictment against a woman who's alleged to have tried to block ICE from detaining someone. Not one, not two, but 3 grand juries refused to sign off on felony charges in that case. Eventually, Pirro just gave up, charged her with a misdemeanor instead. These are just some of the latest examples of grand juries, even prosecutors themselves, judges refusing to go along with Donald Trump's weaponization of the Department of Justice. We saw it with the quid pro quo with indicted New York City Mayor Eric Adams. We saw it in the Kilmar-Abrego Garcia case. It has been a theme of this show tonight. Ordinary people standing up in the face of Donald Trump's attempts to undo American democracy.
Why did you nearly double the rate that taxpayer dollars give for-profit insurance companies like United next year, if you don't know those things?
Double the rate? How did I do that?
In the healthcare space, something that we've both spoken to is that some of the worst actors are in the for-profit medical space. And one of the worst companies actually is United Healthcare. Secretary Kennedy, are you aware that President Trump's Department of Justice is reportedly investigating United Healthcare for criminal insurance fraud in some of their for-profit health insurance plans, like Medicare Advantage?
I'm not aware of that investigation.
You are not aware that the Trump Department of Justice is investigating the largest insurance company in America that
I'm not aware of
for fraud in Medicare Advantage?
No, I'm not aware of that.
That you have jurisdiction over?
It doesn't surprise me.
Okay. In your submitted testimony, you said HHS takes seriously our role as responsible stewards of taxpayer dollars. Are you aware that for-profit insurance corporations like United Healthcare have been found to be defrauding public dollars of more than $80 billion a year?
I'm not aware of that number, but
You're
I'm
not
aware
aware
that
of
there's
that?
fraud across the for-profit sector.
Respectfully, Secretary Kennedy, if we're making decisions around waste, fraud, and abuse, this is the largest source of waste, fraud, and abuse of public dollars in the public insurance space.
You say $80 million?
$80 billion a year.
80, did you say 80 million or 80 billion?
80 with a B, billion.
With a B, yeah.
If that's the case, why did you nearly double the rate that taxpayer dollars give for-profit insurance companies like United next year, if you don't know those things?
Double the rate? How did I do that?
So your agency nearly doubled the taxpayer dollars that for-profit insurance corporations like United will be paid next year, meaning these companies, the largest of whom is under investigation, criminal investigation by the Trump administration, will be receiving an additional $25 billion from your agency.
How is that happening?
I would be happy to submit to the congressional record evidence of this. I will enter the CMS press release from April 7th of 2025 into the record, which states that Medicare Advantage corporations will now receive a 5.06% increase in payments next year under your jurisdiction.
Loss for the Trump administration. A federal judge says President Trump's use of the National Guard in Los Angeles was illegal. The judge ruling the deployment violates the Posse Comitatus Act, and he warns President Trump's calls to send troops into other American cities would amount to a national police force with the president as its chief. Before this ruling, Trump teased that Chicago is next on his list for troops. The administration is already planning to surge federal resources for immigration arrests there. Chicago's mayor has taken preemptive steps to try and rein in any federal action President Trump takes.
Donald Trump is suffering like we've never seen before. When you bully the bully, when you punch back, when you mock his physical appearance, when you mock his behavior, when you mock his inability to speak in sentences, when you mock everything about him, he folds. He's always been a lifelong loser. He's weak. And California Governor Gavin Newsom is showing the way. He's making posts like this. Governor Newsom is calling Donald Trump America's biggest loser after a court ruled that Trump's tariffs are illegal. A huge win while California's lawsuit moves forward. Governor Newsom then takes this post by Fox of Donald Trump's face, and it's in connection with Trump losing the case before the Federal Circuit Court of Appeals. And Newsom goes, oof, Trump is not looking too good. And Newsom continues to show the side-by-side of Newsom versus a very sickly looking Donald Trump. Governor Newsom then posts, Trump is America's biggest loser. Then Governor Newsom announces that he's going to come out with his own meme coin to compete with and beat Donald Trump's meme coin. Gavin Newsom is planning to start the Trump corruption coin, a new meme coin. Governor Newsom then posts this image of himself. This is mocking Donald Trump's earlier post of the same type of image. It is a QAnon photo that Trump posted that said the world will soon understand nothing can stop what is coming, and Trump is holding a Q+ for the death cult QAnon in his hand. So Governor Newsom posts the same thing of Governor Newsom with the Q+ in his hands, and he's showing how ridiculous Trump's behavior is.
As an officer of the DC Bar, that these officers are violating my civil rights under federal law, and I will be pressing charges on everyone who has physically touched me tonight, who has applied pressure to me in ways that I will not forget anytime soon. This is tragic. In a country where black men are being killed by people that look just like this, I was sneered at, I was ignored, and I was not told why I was being detained.
What are the names of the two officers holding you right now?
Police officer at Costello, he has his name blocked off. I do not know what it is, and I don't want to touch him for fear of my life. This is an FBI agent who I do not know.
Aren't they only allowed to hold you for 10 minutes without charging you?
They are trying to manufacture evidence. I do not have a magazine in my weapon because my magazine is in the trunk of my vehicle, which they would have known if they would have asked me. They did not ask me. My magazine is in the trunk.
Hatred of immigrants, contempt for the truth, greed, and the abuse of power. We are fighting those same evils today. And we need to be clear, shamelessness is not and will never be a superpower. It is the mark of a villain. Kidnapping children is not what great nations do. Almost half of America at this moment believes there is a sinister deep state diabolically plotting to what? Give them health care? We in America are misinformed. Reality shows have warped our idea of what a hero is, or what the truth is. So tonight, I'd like to dedicate this award to those who remind us of our virtues, who remind us of the truth.
It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A test, a 1, 2, a 1, 2. Let's see, are we coming through loud and clear? Let's see here. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. There it is. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you. Let me switch glasses real quick, as I want to do. It's 9:31 a.m. Pacific time zone. Sorry for late start. Just, guess I'm not a morning person. I don't know. It is currently, it's already 93 degrees out. Can that be right? Or is it 83? Let me see. It's 94 degrees already. It's only 9:30 in the morning. It's freaking crazy. We're only getting to 101 today, according to this. We're only going to get to 101, but it's already 94. That's crazy. Crazy times. Speaking of crazy times, has everyone seen the president? Not under here. Remember the old George Bush joke? Where's those weapons of mass destruction or whatever? Where's Trump? Has anyone seen Trump? Supposedly he's going to make some sort of big, exciting announcement today. So that'll be something to see. Is that going to be his double? coming out today at whatever time. I think Trump definitely has something happen. Some sort of stroke or something. Because when have we ever seen Trump not say anything for like a week? When's the last time he said anything? When's the last time he spoke in public? It's been like a week. They had one picture where they sort of trotted him out, to a golf course. But he didn't, and then they showed old videos of him golfing. Something's up. I'm not saying he's dead. But I think he had a stroke or something. I think he's all droopy looking, and I don't think he can talk. Supposedly he's going to talk today, sometime today. Some sort of exciting announcement. I think we're going to see just how fucked up he really is. Let's see if they even carry that out. They might cancel that. Who knows? I don't know. Unless they think that they can get him, do whatever it is they got to do to get him camera ready. I don't know. Anyhow, I do see that I don't know what's going on with my my iPad's not charging. That's weird. There, finally. Wow. I see though that looks like Josh was first in the chat, followed by Sandy Foltz, and then we had was it Paul Burrows? Who was it? Oh, now let me scroll to the top. So I don't know. I don't know who the order now is. I don't know why the iPad does that, where it won't let me scroll back to the beginning, and it's kind of frustrating. All the colors. Okay, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm trying to multitask here, and while I'm talking, and I'm trying to type stuff, and then sometimes I'll say something that I'm typing. And it's not supposed to be, not supposed to be that way. All right, here we go. Let me just finish this up real quick. Let's see here. It's being really slow today. There we go. The internets are being slow today. The internet's being slow for you guys today. The internet's appeared to be slow today. Looks like MJ Daniel. Here's where I'm picking up in the chat. Where MJ Daniel says, and another thing, says the lush at the end of the bar. Now that might have been in reference to Jeanine Pirro, or something maybe. The intro of the clips. I was trying to look for a bunch of stuff of like, where's Trump? Where's Trump? There's not only do we not see Trump, but I think we're seeing some sort of. Is there a media blackout? They're not even talking about the disappearance of Trump. I mean, I guess they are, but where I get my clips, I wasn't seeing anything. And I Googled it. I Googled it, and that's where I found out that he's going to be making an appearance, an announcement today, sometime today. Trump is. Because I'm like, where's Trump? When's the last time we heard from Trump? And it's been days and days and days. And there's really no clips of you think the media would be like, where's Trump? Where's Trump? I'm not really. It's like we're not seeing it from anywhere. It's really strange. But and so the clips, I put those clips together, and it kind of the pattern I'm seeing from my clips this morning is that we are being run by a bunch of dumb fucks. Not that we didn't know that, but it's really illustrated through Jeanine Pirro being named as a fucking attorney general. I mean, my God, can you believe that? Fucking Jeanine Pirro, the fucking, the box wine drinking. Not that, hey, there's maybe some folks in here in the chat, you drink box wine, that's fine, but I mean, she's always loaded. She's constantly loaded, and she's Trump is like, yeah, she's good. So we have that dipshit doing that, and then we have kind of an old clip of AOC grilling RFK Jr. That was a few months ago, I guess, but still, for one thing, I love AOC. So any excuse I can have to put AOC in the clips is, I'll take it. But just to sit there and see what a dipshit fucking RFK Jr. is. He's the fucking head of really a huge department, our national health system. And he is such a dipshit. We're being run by dipshits. We've talked about the word kakistocracy, right? We've been talking about that ever since fucking Trump, was sworn in, and we started seeing these cabinet picks. We are in such a kakistocracy, being run by a bunch of fucking idiots and morons, like Jeanine Pirro and Robert Kennedy Jr. And of course, Donald Trump himself is an idiot and a moron. Anyhow, MJ Daniel says, good morning from the free state of Washington. Roxanne79 is here. Hey, Roxanne, good to see you. Stephanie B2 is here. Hey, Stephanie. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hope you're feeling well today. The Soulcraft's here. Hey, Soulcraft, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Appreciate you coming on in and spending some time with us. Hope everything's going well with you. I know, you're going through your loss. And again, my condolences, but hope each day you get a little bit better, and thanks for hanging out with us. Maybe, get that sort of camaraderie that you need. James Jaramillo's here. Hey, James, good to see you. Good to see old James Jaramillo. Mr. Spock, live long and prosper, my friend. Jolie's here. Hey, Jolie, good to see you. Thanks for being here, Jolie. I do appreciate you. I do appreciate you as always. Michael McAndrews is here. We found the fraud. Jen up the base is in the lounge. It says Roxanne 79. Hey there. I know the TJ live stream was scheduled to start at 9, so I figured 9:33. I figured it'd be early. Yeah, you got that about right. That's about right. See, this way you guys can come in and you can mingle a little bit. You can mingle. You can roam around in the driver's lounge. Check the cabinets, see if there's anything in there. Anything you could snack on while you're waiting. Roxanne, Jim says, yeah, we're waiting for him to finish his bacon and toast. Unfortunately, I didn't have any bacon. I mean, I didn't cook anything. I just barely made. I poured myself a cup of orange juice, and then while the intro was playing, I brewed my cup of coffee. So I got my coffee, and then I did make a couple pieces of toast, and that was it. I haven't. So as soon as I'm done with this live stream, I'm gonna go running over to my kitchen there, which is about 10 feet away, so not too far. And I'm going to make some breakfast, which by that time will be lunch. But, it'll be breakfast for lunch. Michael McAndrews says Trumpy belongs in prison. I agree. Absolutely, 100%. I agree. Michael McAndrews, Trumpy is our first really ugly president. He's ugly on the inside. I mean, he's ugly on the outside too. But Bonnie Malcolm's here. Hey, Bonnie says, so what's Trump's big announcement today? Troops invading Chicago? Yeah, really. What's his exciting? He's got an exciting announcement. Yeah. Hey, everybody, I'm going to invade. We're going to occupy Chicago today. Aren't you happy? Aren't you excited? Yeah, we're sending in federal troops into Chicago today. They tell me the wind is really bad. They tell me it's really, really windy. It's the Windy City. And so I'm declaring it a national emergency. Notice how I didn't even attempt to do a Trump impersonation. Step to be two, love Jim Carrey even more now. I'm not even sure where that clip was from. Like, if that was, I'm not even sure if that was from what administration that was from or what awards that was from. But I liked it because it hit home and it was very sweet, and into the and poignant. Hey, I haven't said the word poignant in a long time. Gino Maynard's here. I guess I skipped over his entree. Oh, there's Gino Maynard right there saying hi. Hello, Gino. Good to see you. Gino Maynard says salutations. Oh, salutations. Who else we got in here? The Lucky Minute. Hey, Lucky Minute. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. I do appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Deborah Murphy's here. Hey, Deborah. Hello. Hope you're doing okay today. Hope you're doing well. Aaron West is here. So we are at full mod capacity. So you better watch yourself. Aaron West says, hello, everyone. The internet here is not good, but chat is working. Where are you at, Aaron? Did you move again? Wait, what are you doing? You're on vacation? Are you on vacay? Are you on a business trip? I don't know. I guess I don't need to know all that stuff. But it sucks. It does suck not having good internet. I went through that whole thing when I was ever at Siegel Suites. I went through, what was it, a couple months, 2-3 months over there? No, how long was that? How long was that Siegel Suites? At least 3 months, 4 months? Time just flies by though, so. But yeah, I went through that. Having shitty internet. Nick Rich says, like number 22, 9:32 a.m. Good morning, folks. So I am only 12 minutes. I think I'm about 12 minutes behind. It's not too bad. I think I can live with that. Michael McAndrew says, I don't want to ever see the pedo president again. Yeah, if you know what? If we never see the motherfucker again, I think I can live with that. I mean, what if he just disappears? It's like they don't say he's dead or alive. They don't say anything, and he just disappears, and we can just go about our business and just we don't need that motherfucker. Michael McAndrew says maybe he is in the bunker planning on attacking a bunch of countries. I think he's recovering from a stroke or something, and they're just trying to stall as long as they can. They've been stalling as long as they can, and they know they can't go too much. They can't go really any longer without him coming out. And I mean, when like I said, when have we ever seen a day go by where Trump isn't in front of some microphone blabbing away about something, Magua Crone is there? Hey, Magua Crone. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. Thanks for being here. Magua Crone says, I hope I never hear him again. You mean you wouldn't miss the dulcet tones of Donald Trump's voice? Aaron West says, I'm waiting on a text from the DMV to head back to get my real ID. Oh, that's right. You had to do that this afternoon. I'm so excited. I know this has been a long, arduous journey for Aaron getting her real ID. This could be the day. This could finally be the day, right? So congratulations on that. I hope that goes well. I hope you get it all, everything's fine with that. The Lucky Minute says, we'll see if collective consciousness works. Yeah. We'll see. It could be the battle of the collective consciousness. Barney Malcolm, Trump is the weekend at Bernie's president. Yeah, they're just propping him up. They're probably just going to prop him up, give him a shot of something that'll last long enough for him to say whatever the exciting announcement is. And then they're going to rush him back to his room where they'll be maybe sedating him. Who knows? Until the next time they need to drag him out. Michael McAndrews says, when I see the Trumpy clan, it looks like a clown show. Hey, WW's here. Good morning, trucksters. It's trucklers. Get it straight. Roxanne79 says, I spent 2 hours at the tax collectors regarding my car title and tags. Ugh, finally got it in order after 3 trips home and back. I'm done with the public today. Yeah, talk about being exhausted from all that horse shit. Kevin Anderson's here. The Troll Slayer says, hey, Nick, did you see your song? Does Nick have a song? WW says Comcast was messed up over the weekend, had to reboot the modem twice. The horror. MJ Daniel says, I trust nothing from this bunch of psychotic reality TV host that is the DJT administration. His health could be BS or not. I do not know his mental health has declined to dangerous levels, though. I do know. Did I say do not? Why did I add a not in there? I do know his mental health has declined to dangerous levels, though. Well, I think it's obvious his physical health is declining too. The guy looks like shit. I mean, every time he comes out, he's just, he's like grabbing his legs. He got the big, giant, swollen ankles. He's got the hand. It looks like it's just got leprosy or something on it. That's probably what it is. He's probably a fucking leper. I think I just figured it out. Donald Trump's a fucking leper. His face is probably falling off, and they're trying to glue it back together. And the glue's just not holding. Johnny Katz, i.e. Johnny's here. John Voy. The John Voy, yeah. Let's get this big old John Voy going, rubber ducky. Rubber ducky. Rubber ducky. I love you so. WW says, I had 3 of us on Wi-Fi. Okie dokie. Gina Maynard says, hopefully Donnie is pregnant with a xenomorph. I have no idea what a xenomorph is. Maybe that's a, is that like a plasticese? No. Michael McAndrews, Trumpy, never heard of him. WW says market's slipping both last Friday and today. Keeping us up on the stock market. Thank you, WW. WW. Dan B from Miami's here. Hey, Dan B, good to see you. Or not Miami. You're a Miami fan, but you're from Tampa Bay area. Hello, Dan B, good to see you. Nick Rich says Pirro hasn't been a judge for decades. Yeah, it's ridiculous. She's not even a fucking judge. And she was never even a circuit judge or she was just like a regular old judge. She's just totally unqualified, totally. And we see, that's what that little piece was showing, how unqualified she is. Michael McAndrews Pirro is an insane lady. Stephanie B2 says Pirro hasn't been sober for decades. Yeah, forget not being a judge for decades. She hasn't been sober for decades. A rubber ducky. Now I'm just thinking of Big Bird singing Rubber Ducky. That's in my head now. MJ Daniel says RFK looks like he has been grilled for too long. I have seen burnt hot dogs that look better. And it's more than just sad, because people are already dying because of RFK Jr. People in this country, I mean, they are probably already died because of the way he's running our health department, our health system. Dan B says there's no longer the USA. Sorry to say. Until we get this fascist out of the office in Congress, we will never be what we were. No one wants to come here, and we are being boycotted everywhere. Yep. Yeah, the rest of the world has kind of said, okay, America, fuck you. When you get your shit together and you get somebody who's not a fucking moron, then maybe we'll come back. Maybe we'll come visit. Yeah, they're staying away. They're going to stay away for a while. That's why Vegas is down. We're not getting the international travelers. Stephanie B2 says, TJ always sounds so surprised to see me in here like I might have died overnight. No. Just I haven't seen. Sometimes you seem to, like it's been a lot of time between visits or something. So I'm like, oh, Stephanie B2's here. No. I know you got that new hip. You're running around. You're running around town over there in Central Valley. I don't know. You're doing good. Roxanne79 says we've lost tourism. Only the wealthy racist will come. Yep. MJ Daniel says search Musk's grandfather. He was a founding member of Technocracy. I know that Hal Sparks has spoken on this too. Anyhow, he says he was a founding member of Technocracy, Inc., that believes in one government run by themselves, big tech billionaires. Thiel is the same. He is a hostile takeover of the U.S. This is a hostile takeover of the U.S. Can they do it? Can they pull it off? Stay tuned, folks. Let's see if the technocrats can pull it off. Will they be able to take over the United States of America? Dan B says, I am so disgusted with everything. We also have some dumb dipshits working for our companies that can't even figure out math. I'm so over everything. Kevin Anderson says, at 72, it's like I told people Trump obliterates Hillary, Pirro cusses him out. That's way out. Then what's a little rape? No harm, right? Ugh. Pirro cusses him out? What's a little rape amongst friends? Hey, WW is starting us off with the old goal there, $1.11, as he's wont to do. Thank you, WW. Give you yippee going out to WW. There's a thumbs up there, and I'm going to do the heart. I'm going to do the whole trifecta of appreciation. The trifecta of appreciation: thumbs up, heart, and yippee, and a yippee. Thank you, W. $1.11. Gotta love it. Gotta love those ones. Those ones rolling in. I do see that we are at 39. I didn't even realize this. We're now at 3,980 subscriptions. I need to go start hunting for dandelions, I think, pretty soon. We are almost at 4K. Can we get to 4K by the end of this show? Wouldn't that be amazing? If I can get to 4K by the end of this show, today's show. We're only 20 away. We're only 20 away, guys, from the big 4K. Jolie says, I've watched some things about that, MJ Daniel, talking about the technocrats and all that kind of shit. I'm surprised it isn't talked about more. I think the only other person other than MJ, and a few times that we've talked about it here in the chat, the only other person I think I've heard talk about it is Hal Sparks. That's why I'm voting for Hal Sparks for president 2028. Deborah Murphy, breakfast is good anytime. Yes, it is. It is good anytime. Last night, I ordered some food for DoorDash, and I found out that there's a particular restaurant that's being very tricky. So I went on DoorDash, and I just saw this thing. It was called Meltdown or something, and it looked really good and really yummy. Like these melts, I got this sandwich. It was like a pot roast, like burnt brisket type, not pot roast, like a brisket, burnt ends and cheesy, and it was grilled and melted and toasted, and it looked good. So I went in and ordered that, and I just got that with some fries and a Coke, because I'm out of Coke. And I just ordered it through DoorDash, and so I got it. And when I opened it up, I go, this looks exactly like the Denny's carton because I used to get Denny's all the time when I was driving. I would get it to go or delivered or whatever to my truck. Sometimes they deliver it to my truck. And lo and behold, they apparently have a company that they've listed with DoorDash called Meltdown, but it's Denny's. Because you know how you can watch on the little navigation if you've ever done like DoorDash or something. You can see where the driver is. And I did see the driver go to this business, and I kind of zoomed in on it, and I saw the Denny's. And I'm like, oh, I guess this Meltdown must be right next to Denny's or something. But then when he delivered here, and I could see, and the carton and the stuff that they put the food in and the bag, and there's no Denny's emblem. So they must have, separate bags and stuff for whatever when someone orders through the Meltdown restaurant. But it's Denny's. So basically, I ordered Denny's last night, and nothing against Denny's. I've eaten at Denny's many, many times, but I thought I was getting something from a place called the Meltdown. I think that was what the thing was called. I thought, oh, this is a little restaurant or a little place I've never heard of. Well, it turns out it was Denny's, but the thing was delicious. Don't get me wrong, because I know you guys hate Denny's and you guys shit talk Denny's. Okay, do so at your own peril. I got this little brisket sandwich, and it was, if you like that kind of shit, it was good. It was really good. I was just surprised though. I could have just went to the Denny's app. I may have even got a better deal because I have Denny's rewards. I get little 10% and 20% discounts, and they send me all kinds of coupons. If I had just gone to the Denny's app and ordered the same thing, I might have gotten it for cheaper. I don't know. So be careful. I guess I don't know if there's a moral to the story or not, but just be careful if you're ordering from DoorDash and you think it's some restaurant that you're ordering, and it might just be a Denny's or IHOP or something. This might be a thing they're doing now where they're making a little subdivision, because that'd be very, very easy to do with DoorDash. They can say anything they want. Anyhow, that's my Denny's story for tonight. Hey, William's here. William's here, otherwise known as user-ph9wt3ue7c. Hello there, William. Good to see you. James Jaramillo says, I'm actually bouncing in and out of chat but listening in. Some of my favorite peeps. It's always good. It's always okay to lurk while you work. Dan B says, I don't. Sometimes I rush the name. Maybe I should slow down a little bit. Dan B says, I don't see anyone other than Newsom, Bernie, or AOC going after these shitheads. It's just wrong. When are the Dems going to stand up and fight for our democracy? Well, I understand that criticism, and I kind of feel that way too. But then I do think that Democrats like Hakeem Jeffries, who is the Democratic, House leader, I guess, even though, like a minority leader, because we're in the minority. I think the tact is to stand back and like when your opponent is fighting against itself or destroying itself, you kind of stand back and let that happen. And I think that's a lot of the tact that's going on. We've seen Newsom take and Bernie and AOC take an opposite strategy to that. So, and I think we're seeing certainly more, I guess, publicity or more coverage on the Newsom thing, and it certainly has worked for Newsom with his poll numbers skyrocketing. So maybe the rest of the Democratic Party will say, well, maybe this standing back thing isn't working. Maybe it's not good. So I don't know, but I can understand the strategy of standing back and if your opponent is destroying itself, then stand back and let them destroy themselves. Don't get in the way of that. But I think that in especially this day and age, and this day and age has been around for a while now, as far as the media coverage, social media, that perception is reality type of thing. Standing back and letting your opponent tear itself apart, it doesn't play very well. It doesn't come across as that being a strategy. It comes across as it does come across, I think, as weakness. Like they say, perception is reality and all that kind of stuff. It does come across as the Democrats being weak by being silent. So this whole kind of art of the war thing, stand back and let your opponent destroy itself. Maybe that happened. Maybe that was good during whatever fucking dynasty that thing was written in, back in when there was no such thing as social media. There was barely a printing press, probably. The fog of war and art of war and all that shit. Maybe some of those things don't hold up in the media age where things are instant and all over the place. So I do think, Newsom has really hit upon something, and we do see a lot of other Dems seeing that. Besides AOC and Bernie, I mean, there's quite a few others I think that are seeing that. So, I think it was a tactic. This thing about like what Jeffries does is and not saying anything or not saying very much. But maybe it's time to change that tactic because a lot of people are saying, "Where are you?" And we need more than just a strongly worded letter. We need more than just a tweet or a post somewhere. But I don't know what else they can really do, though. I mean, other than the tactic that Newsom is doing, which is with all the memes and the mocking and all of that. So, but as far as fighting for our democracy, I mean, I guess they should be in front of a microphone. If Hakeem Jeffries wants to be our leader, a Democratic leader, at least in the House, then maybe he needs to be out in front of a microphone more and just exposing the Trump administration. Maybe that's what we need. I'm not sure what you do to fight at this point. Like you say fight, and I know fight. We've talked about the word fight before. I'm not sure what other than doing the mocking things and stuff that Newsom is doing. What do? You come. I mean, I guess you come out and have press conferences and say this occupation of D.C. is illegal. This occupation of L.A. is illegal, and we see these court cases now, and to back that up, maybe Hakeem Jeffries, maybe he needs to come out and just bring that to the forefront. I don't know, but I'm not sure how else you fight at this point, over a year away from the midterms. Congressional elections. There I go, breaking my own rule. But we're going to be getting into campaign season for the congressional elections. We will be getting into it right after the new year, and then I think we're going to see more so-called fighting or whatever. I don't know. Bonnie Balcom, member for 9 months. Thank you so much. Yippee to Bonnie. 9 months driver. Bonnie says, get some frozen blueberries to snack on. Okay. That sounds delicious. That's a good idea. I think that's a good idea. But thank you, Bonnie, for being a member. I do appreciate it. We have memberships, by the way. That's a reminder. And we've got memberships starting as low as $1.99 a month. I don't know where you can get this kind of talent and entertainment value for $1.99 a month. I don't know. You tell me. Thank you, Bonnie, though. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming on in. Thanks for that idea about the blueberries, because I have snacked on blueberries, and they are quite delicious. Hey there, William. Yeah, William. Oh, yeah, I said hi to William already. Oh, is that a truck anniversary? Oh, no, yeah, 9 months. So happy truck anniversary. I'm supposed to say happy truck anniversary. Happy truck anniversary to you. Dan B says his exciting announcement is that he is resigning and having the Couchman take over. The Lucky Minute says, I heard the announcement is about moving Space Command from Colorado to Alabama. Ooh, more, yeah, that'd be more exciting. Dan B, that was done in 2018. It's a little behind. WW says U.S. Space Command is moving headquarters from Colorado Springs, Colorado to Huntsville, Alabama, as announced by President Trump. This decision reverses a previous plan by the Biden administration. Of course, because he just always wants to do the opposite of whatever Biden did, because he's an idiot. Nick Rich, 9:45. I'm only 25 minutes behind. Aaron says, I'm dog sitting in the country. Oh, okay. I'm dog sitting in the country. Roxanne, tell your friends to get better Wi-Fi. I'm just kidding. Roxanne 79 says, I start dog sitting Friday. What kind of dogs? Aaron West, 2 pit bulls. You know what? I love pit bulls. I know they get a bad rap. They really get a bad rap. And some of them, they can be, scary and stuff. But I've seen a lot of really sweetheart pit bulls. They're just little sweethearts. But still be careful. Dan B says, did you all see the trash bags coming out? We did talk about that yesterday. Trash bags coming out of the second floor window. What the hell is that? These people can't tell the truth about anything. A lot of people were speculating that those were Trump's dirty diapers, but who knows? Airbox 79 says, oh, I love pits. They can be so sweet and loving, very smart too. See, that's kind of what I just said. Johnny Katz says, right, and don't forget that Applegate court judge who struck down the appellate. Well, Applegate. Learn how to read, Trucker John. Applegate, because I said Applegate court, and my mind was like thinking, what the fuck did you just say? And then it took me, I read part of the sentence, and that's how long it took to put the brakes on. Okay, let me start over. Right, and don't forget that appellate court, otherwise known as the Applegate Court, no, the appellate court judge who struck down his tariffs. His tariffs? Yeah, he totally would. I guess about tariff. Now who's messing up? Struck down, I think, his tariff. Yeah, he totally would have been out having a press conference within 2 hours, talking about how he's a liberal leftover. Yeah, something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong. And I think it's because Trump can't talk, or he hasn't been able to. I think he had a severe stroke that left him unable to talk, and maybe he's able to recover in this week or so, and maybe it wasn't such a debilitating stroke that it would take years of speech therapy or whatever. Maybe I don't know. I'm just speculating. I'm just spitballing here, but something's definitely up. Kevin Anderson says, Trucker John, that's what he always said in his rallies. Trust me, if I lose, you'll never see me again. I promise. Rolls eyes. Oh, I do remember that. I do remember that clip. Or at least, probably more than one. And he didn't keep his promise. Imagine that. Gino Maynard says Donald better come out and disparage a black person community before he goes into withdrawal. Yeah, he's probably just losing it. Barney Malcolm says, does anyone remember in Trump's first term, he was rushed off to Walter Reed with a White House doctor. We never found out what that was about. Well, I do remember that, and I remember Hal Sparks covering a lot of that. And, I think it was because he had COVID, and they didn't want to say he had COVID. Did I skip something? Oh, about the second floor. Yeah. Oh yeah. We talked about the trash bags yesterday. Yeah, everyone was talking about that yesterday. They even talked about it. They were even talking about it on Hal Sparks' chat yesterday too. Yeah. We don't know what it was. Everyone was saying it was dirty diapers, but no one. I don't think anyone ever said what was in those black bags. For all we know, it was just more top secret documents or something. I don't know. The lucky minute, nobody won the Powerball. Got to play to win. You know what? Dang. I wish I had a car. It's about a 45-mile or 50-mile trip to the state line. If I had a car, I'd run down there and get me a Powerball ticket. Marsha Jones says Biden was a demented old man who never came out of his basement, but was such a genius he stole the election. Right. It's like you can't have it both ways, folks. Either he was a demented, senile old man, or he was a genius. Which one? Take your pick. You can't. I don't think it could be both. Hi, Marsha Jones. By the way, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Kevin Anderson says, "Yep, Fancy gave me a song along with Nick Rich." Well, I heard the song and it had me in it. Is that the one you're talking about? It had me with the picture of me that doesn't look like me. Marsha Jones, he's rotting from the inside. Trump is rotting all over the place. I think I'm still going to stick with the leper. I think he's a leper. I think he picked up leprosy on Epstein Island, maybe. I don't know. Mr. Spock, the exciting news is going to be that he decides to trans. That would be exciting. That would be so exciting. I'm going to, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not even. I should not even go there. So, if I have to use the ladies' room, please don't kick me out. Yeah, well, that might make we're talking about what's it going to take for MAGA to finally divorce themselves from Trump, and I thought it would be Epstein. I thought it would be I don't know, something else. If he was to transition, that might do it too. That might make MAGA's heads explode. Kevin Anderson says, John, you don't know what an alien is. Please tell us that was sarcasm. When did I say anything about did I say anything about aliens today? About an alien? I don't know. Maybe you should get your hearing checked, or maybe I should get my memory checked, because I don't remember saying anything about an alien. John, you don't know what an alien is. Please tell us that was sarcasm. I don't even know what you're talking about. Gina Maynard says Mr. Spock, Donnie is transitioning to Kardashian. 72 says Roxanne, I get the zoomies. Teddy did it last night right before bed. Okay. That sounds kind of TMI there. MJ Daniel says the evil is eating DJT from the inside. He's going to break open and leak out bugs like Oogie Boogie in Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, or be like on Men in Black, type of a deal, where the guy was just full of cockroaches. He was made up of He was a cockroach. Cockroach. Gino Maynard says RFK Jr. is widely viewed as having a partial role in the 2019 measles outbreaks in Samoa led to 83 deaths. And we've already seen outbreaks. I guess was it measles or chickenpox or something in Texas since he's taken over the health department here this year. Anna Moore says, hello, fellow trucklers. I forgot about the early time. Well, thanks for coming on in. I do appreciate you finding us. Yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I come on at 9 a.m. Marsha Jones, the brain worm, was smarter than RFK Jr. And the worms ate into his brain. Somebody B2 says, no Walker or Kane. I'm going camping with my maggot cousin, her horse-sized dog, and my little Teddy for 4 days. Yay! Well, other than the maggot part of it, it all sounds good. So hopefully you guys can get along and just enjoy the nature and enjoy being out there. Just make a pact, no politics. This is a no politics weekend or whatever, however long you're going to be there, and we'll get along. We'll get along just fine. WW keeping us updated on the stock market because he said earlier that the stock market is the first to know. Stock market's been really erratic under Trump, right? Up and down, up and down. I think. Marshall Jones says, we were told not to touch dandelions as kids or we'd piss the bed. Oof. Wow. Well, I don't want that to happen. Jen Up the Base says, Chucker John, start getting the dandelion bong ready to go. Oh, yeah. So did we decide? Well, we'll figure it out. We're going to have to figure this out really soon, though. I'm just going to grab a dandelion out of some park somewhere. I'm going to rinse it off really good in the sink there. And I'm just going to eat it. Okay? Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. WW says, I spent the afternoon yesterday with a whole bunch of Moors. Was that their names? The Moore family? 10 a.m. in Vegas right now. I'm 24 minutes behind the latest, most recent post in the chat. Kevin Anderson says, Chucker John, in 2016, Piro was known as saying, for my last words of my show, you say you want to grab women by our genitals. Well, do I have a few choice words? Well, do I have a few choice words for you, sir? There, let me try. I guess I got to try to, not read it the way you type it because it's very bland and it's very no punctuation. I don't know where you're going. So I guess I have I got to spice it up a little bit. So this would be Janine saying, well, do I have a few choice words for you, sir? Sir? I don't know what that has to do with aliens. You were talking about where I don't know about aliens or something. There you go. DBD 5844 says Walgreens also has decided to only allow the COVID vaccine. To only allow the COVID vaccine is through a doctor's recommendation, or they just won't carry it at all, depending on the location. Thanks, white national regime of pedophiles. Motherfuckers are going to kill us all, aren't they? Gino Maynard says, I wish Hal would have some live adversarial debates with right-wing media types, sharpening his steel. Well, like he said, probably not until he gets to at least 100,000 subscribers will anyone of any note want to come onto his show. That's how it works. It's a numbers game, folks. It's kind of like me. You want to see me eat a dandelion? You got to get me to 4,000 subscribers. Lucky Minute says, yes, get those rewards. I love Denny's $5 slam. It's hard to beat. See there? I got one person on my side. At least. When it comes to Denny's. Bonnie Malcolm says, hey, DPD, New Mexico issued a workaround to circumvent RFK's anti-vax crap. Then will the rest of the states, at least the blue states, work around that or copy that, emulate that, whatever. Marcia Jones says Piro changed her mind when her ex-hubby got a pardon. Oh, yeah, see there. That's how that works. That's how that works. I see what you're doing there, Janine. I see what you're doing. Roxanne says, enjoy that award, broke back Rudy. Did he break his back? I know he was really fucked up in that car wreck, which was fucking sketchy as shit. Something was that whole thing. I saw a news clip, and here's the thing that threw me. Okay, they were talking about how they were driving. I guess he supposedly saw a lady or a young woman on the side of the road in some sort of domestic dispute or something, and I guess they pulled over to stop. And then when they were stopped, now I guess someone plowed into them. Maybe I'm trying to figure out. The reporting is so sketchy. But the thing that got me is that they quoted someone, and I forget who they quoted, but they quoted someone as saying, like, with regard to Rudy being hit, they said that it was not random. And then they just in the report, and I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa! I was like, whoa, what? You can't stop the clip there or the report. That's the most important thing. It was not random, and that's it. You're gonna just end the report there. It was not random. Doesn't that mean it was intentional? It was not random. So someone intentionally ran. Then they just went on to the next story. And I'm like, what? You can't do that. You can't just say it was not random and then just end the story. So that's the last I heard. It was not random, but I don't know. You know what that means. I mean, to me, it sounds like it was intentional. And if it was intentional, then that was like attempted murder or something. So I don't know. We need to find out about that. That and the thing about me not knowing what alien means. So those are two mysteries we need to solve today. Jennifer Debate says, Kevin Anderson, I think those few choice words she had were, pick my pussy to grab, sir, with mascara tears streaming down her face. I knew I shouldn't have read that. I knew I shouldn't have read that. James Sherman, The Art of War, yes, Sun Tzu. I think, like I'm saying, I'm thinking some of that stuff might be a little outdated. It hasn't held up over time, or it might work in different situations. This situation is going on now. I think was it MJ or someone who brought that up, or Dan B? I think standing back and letting your opponents destroy yourself isn't working as far as like being completely silent. I think complete silence is not the answer right now. So I think you're right. Whoever that was, and a lot of people are saying that. Where are the Democrats? Why aren't they getting out there? And I agree. I think we need to be vocal. This whole sitting back thing doesn't work. Not in this situation, in this day and age, where everything is plastered on social media all over the place, and you got to get out there. Otherwise, it just looks like, it does look like you don't care, and we don't. The Democratic leadership should not want to be perceived as not caring. That's the last thing I think that they would want. Damon Dog, I'm late today. Hey, Damon Dog, the big dog. Like my dad always said, better late than never. Roxanne79 says everyone's favorite governor can't stop with these tweets. They are fire. I believe that may be a Governor Newsom reference. Something like that. Tim Farrell's here. Hey, Tim Farrell, good to see you. The Farrell one says Newsom has to balance ridicule with seriousness a little better. Oh, critical. Tim Farrell coming in with the critique. We'll just call it a critique. You notice if you say critique, that doesn't sound as bad as like saying, hey, you're criticizing. It's a critique. Oh, Damon Dog says, happy birthday, Damon Dog. So happy. I'll say it too. Yeah, Damon Dog. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Damon Dog, the big dog. Gina Maynard says so. Poole and Benny can take money from Russia, but Dims can't take any money. Is this mid thread? Am I mid thread? Am I mid thread? I might be. Am I mid thread? Did we bring up the whole chorus thing? Did someone bring that up? Okay. I don't know. I don't know if that was just Gina Mayer just bringing that up out of the blue, or if that was mid thread, or if that just came out of left field. But yeah, I understand the point, and I agree. I agree with you. Like, it's okay. It's okay for the right wing commentators or content creators or whatever we're calling them these days to take Russia money, but the Democrats or liberal or left wing content creators aren't allowed to receive a really a small stipend when you compare it to what the like Tim Pool and Benny and those guys were getting. Was like hundreds of thousands of dollars a month or every month or every other month or whatever the fuck. The people, the chorus, it was up to, from what I've read, up to $8,500 a month or $8,000 a month, and some as low as $250. So it wasn't. It was like a sliding scale, or it was whatever. I mean, it wasn't like everyone that was in that program was getting $8,000. And by the way, I did apply last night. I did apply to chorus last night. So, see if I get if they take me or not. Basically, what it is it's a 6 month program where if they accept you, then they'll give you this stipend, and they don't say how much it is. It could be anywhere, I think from $250 to $8,000 a month. I don't know how they determine who gets what and how much or whatever. I have no idea. But it's a 6 month thing, and they have these little. I don't know. I'm not sure if I call them seminars, but they have basically everything is done online through video chat or through just even just emails and chats or whatever, however they're doing it. But you will talk to, I guess, mentors and people in their program that are supposed to be to give you ideas about how to improve your channel, how to improve your shows, how to grow your channels and get more viewers and more subscribers, all that kind of stuff. All the stuff that I want to do. I want to grow my channel. I want more subscribers. I want more views. I want to be on the level of Brian Tyler Cohen. I do. I know it sounds silly because I'm an idiot. But goddamn it, if fucking Charlie Kirk can do it, who's an idiot, or fucking Dinesh D'Souza, who's a fucking idiot, or any of those motherfuckers, Tim Pool's a fucking idiot. Of course, they're propped up with fake accounts and fake bots, but you know what I mean. I would love to have the audience size of Brian Tyler Cohen. He's got 3 million or Midas Touch. They're shooting for 6 million. They're trying to get 6 million motherfucking subscribers. So yeah, I would like to be on that level. I would. I'm just being honest with you. I would love to be on that level. Whether or not, I'm not saying this chorus thing would ever do that, but supposedly they are trying to help left wing or liberals or Democratic leaning content creators to build their shows and grow their shows and there's so during this 6 month, like the next period, they're taking applications now. I applied. It starts October 1st and it runs through April or whatever 6 months from that is. So and that, like I said, they throughout the week, almost every day, would meet you meet virtually with people for sometimes 15 minutes a day, sometimes longer. That's how they described it, and they give advice, and they show you, they give you tips, they give you, they help you build your show up, build your channel up. And so if I'm all for it. I'm 100% all for it. So if they accept me, and even if they pay me $10 a month, I don't, even if they don't pay me at all, I don't care. I really don't care if they don't pay me anything at all. Um, but if they let me in the program and they're going to give me some valuable tips and information and help me grow my channel, then I'm all for it. So we'll see. We'll see how it happens. We'll see if I get approved. I'm sure that now that this whole chorus, because I never even heard of chorus until just a few days ago when this whole thing broke, the story broke about Pac-Man and Brian Tyler Cohen and this supposed dark money and all this shit. I never even heard of it, and I'm sure a lot of people never heard of it. And now, so I applied last night. I have a feeling that probably millions of people are applying for it. So, and I'm sure there's only so many, people that they can take. So to get it accepted or into their program, I'm sure it's almost like winning the lottery type. The odds are like that. But I figured, what the hell, wouldn't hurt to apply, so I applied. And if you want to apply, anyone, if you guys want to apply, you want to start a channel, do your thing. I believe it was chorus.com. It was just chorus, but it's not chorus.com. It's chorus, and there's another word, and I forget the other word. But I guess you guys. Hey, I googled it. You guys could Google it. It's easy to Google. It's easy to find out, and if you want to apply, apply. You never know. You might get lucky. You just might get lucky. I gotta turn the AC back on. It's getting hot in here. The one thing I don't like about this AC is it is very loud. Okay, so DPD 5844 says that the Democrats should be holding press conferences every day, showing people that they care and that they understand that we are being held hostage by the Nazi fascist white national regime. And I agree with that. I know Tara Dublin has been saying that a lot. Whenever I talk to her, no, I talk to her, but whenever I listen to her show or she comes on Hal, she's been saying that for a long time. And I agree. I think that would be a great idea. And I don't know why they're not doing it. Other than the fact that Hakeem Jeffries, now I don't want to be, Democrat on Democrat violence here or whatever, but he might not be as great as some people think he is. He might not be as honest and full of integrity as maybe we think he is. You know what I mean? Still better than any Republican, I believe. I think though our worst Democrat is far better than the best best Republican. Still waiting to hear about what I said about aliens and how I didn't know what alien is. I'm still waiting for that. Anyhow, Gina Maynard says, so the dark money behind the left. Wait, so the dark money behind the left, Arabella Network, have included billionaires George Soros and Bill Gates, as well as the Ford Foundation, play to win people. Like I said, hey, man, the right wingers have been propping up, they propped up Rush Limbaugh, they propped up Glenn Beck. If it wasn't for the big money to keep all those stations afloat, when they're doing 900 stations across the country, 24/7, flooding the market, if they hadn't had the big money behind that, they would not have been able to pull that off. So, yeah, Why can they do it, but we can't do it? MJ Daniel says, to all the people in Colorado who voted DJT, you're welcome, suckers. Oh, about the moving the Space Center thing or whatever. The judge was Christina Applegate. The Applegate court, yes. Michelle's here. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. Coffee is good. That's good. Terry Taylor's here. Hey, Terry Taylor. I know that this is probably 20 minutes ago that you wrote this or longer, but I'm finally getting to it. Terry Taylor says, hey, TJ, Jeffrey's office was visited today by protesters like Don Lemon. Wow. Okay, so I was just talking about Hakeem Jeffries. Okay, so Terry Taylor says, Jeffrey's office was visited today by protesters like Don Lemon, Jessica Denson, who I love, and many other very brave Americans pleading with our elected officials to fight for the people. So how did that go? I mean, that sounds pretty awesome. Did Jeffries come out? Did he address them? Did he just hide? What? I wonder what happened. But I think that's a good thing. I think that's good. Yeah, let's call them out. Let's call our leadership out. Our leaders are Chuck Schumer, God forbid, and Hakeem Jeffries. They need to be called to the carpet. I agree. Nick Rich says Trump is supposed to be, or Stoop as I like to call him, Trump is supposed to be yakking at 2 p.m. In D.C. about 45 minutes away, which now would be probably 15 minutes away or something. So I'll keep an eye out for that. I got my TV on. Roxanne, I totally forgot what I was going to say. Michael McAndrew says, I still think the penis enlargement op might have gone wrong. Bonnie Balcom, I'm thinking pancake and egg for dinner. I make pancakes all the time, and I love my pancakes. I'm just skipping down a little bit, guys, trying to get caught up a little bit. Roxanne says, TJ, that was Fancy's fighting purse. She had me in a cowboy hat. Yeah, I think all you guys looked good. Mine was like, who's that? Who's that guy wearing a Trucker John t-shirt? I think I'm going to make some t-shirts like that, though. I like that t-shirt. Nick Rich says the possibility that the stuff tossed out of the window the other day were just AI images have been brought up already. I guess that could be. Gino Maynard says Joe Biden has been treated as badly as Jimmy Carter, two good men. It's despicable, isn't it? The way they talk about these guys. And then they have the audacity, I mean, Donald Trump is not just a bad president. He's a bad person. W was a horrible president. George W. Bush was a horrible president. And he did things that I'm sure caused the unnecessary death. Well, just the fact that he ignored his presidential daily briefings and had he been more attentive, may have been able to, do something about preventing 9/11 from happening. So, anyhow, I'm sure George W. Bush has his share of blood on his hands. But I don't know. I know I'm going to get in trouble for this. Kevin Anderson's going to get all over me for saying this. I don't know, maybe W isn't like. Well, I think he's a horrible person. I guess I'm not. I guess I can't convince myself of. But anyhow, he's not as horrible of a person as Trump is. But I guess my point is that Trump is not only a terrible president, but he's a horrible human being. Um, but then they have the audacity to try to like, demonize or sully. Is that the thing? The good character of a Joe Biden and a Jimmy Carter, who really are good men. I'm not saying they're perfect. No one is perfect. But they're really good men. Joe Biden and Jimmy Carter. They are men to look up to. They are men that that all of us other men should try to emulate. The way they conduct themselves, the way they carry themselves, the way they are men of integrity. And then assholes like Donald Trump have the nerve and the audacity, to say anything bad about them. It's horrible and wrong. Rock said, "I don't remember alien talk." Me either, but Kevin Anderson said something about that. That I must have been kidding about not knowing what an alien is. 20 past the hour. Ooh, yeah, I'm about a half hour behind. Xenomorphs are from the Alien movie. Is that what Kevin Anderson was upset about? Because I didn't know what a xenomorph was? I'm supposed to know every fucking reference to every fucking movie? Is that the bug that crawled up Kevin Anderson's butt today? John Glad's here. Hey, John Glad. Glad to see you, John Glad. 5. Late gardening and yard stuff. Such a great weather day here near Chicago. Enjoy those days before the cold winters come. So I don't blame you for being out there and enjoying some time in the garden. Work and lurk. Work and lurk. Chris Doug, happy September 2nd. Oh, that reminds me. I got to put that up. And we got that going on tomorrow. Don't forget that. Thanks for reminding me, Chris Doug. Epstein. Maybe that's the thing. Will that finally, will that finally do Trump in? Is this the thing that will finally do it? Gin Up the Base says, Trucker John, after you wash the dandelion, dry it thoroughly, then smoke that bitch. TJ. I don't like to smoke things. I really don't. I'm not a smoker. I'm just going to fucking chew it up and swallow it down. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. 40 watch and 50 thumbs ups. So, but still, make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe. We're at 3,980. The Lucky Minute says you need a prescription for the vaccine, but not all states. What about the boosters? Is boosters, I guess that's considered vaccine? And I guess that's a stupid question. I'm just used to the way Biden did it. All I did was walk down to Walgreens and they're like, yeah, we'll get you a booster. Sit down, young man. Roll that sleeve up. That's how easy it was. Now under Biden, it's like you got to fucking jump through hoops and hurdles, and even for me, I guess RFK was saying that they would make it available, I guess, for old people. I guess I'm one of the old people. I don't know what I got to do now, though. I guess I can't just walk down to Walgreens and get it. I got to go to the fucking doctor or something. I don't know. Buddy Balcom says you can make a dandelion salad with some cucumber, peas. I'm not. No. I'm just plucking the damn thing and I'm eating it in 2 seconds and be done with it. Okay. I'm going to be done with it. Down the old hatch. Just down the hatch. WW says, except for old or sick or obese folks, we probably don't need the COVID vaccine. Well, I am 2 of those categories. I won't tell you which ones. I fit 2 of those categories, so I definitely need to get a booster. I need the booster. Roxanne 79, I kind of want to see TJ chew on one dandelion. I'm going to chew it up really quick and swallow it really quick and be done with it, guys. It's not going to be a long, drawn out thing. It's going to be like, yanking the Band-Aid off. I'm going to just put it in my mouth and chew it up and swallow it. I might even have I might even just wash it down with a Modelo. How's that? Gina Maynard, the dandelion debates. Marsha Jones is like, who the hell eats dandelions? Only Trucker John, apparently. Well, apparently no. People were telling me that people make tea out of it, and they make soup out of it, and they make fucking salads out of it, and there's like a whole cookbook, dandelion cookbook, and all this kind of stuff. So apparently, I'm not the only one although I've never eaten one before, but apparently this is a thing that people do. Josh C says, "Hey friends, I'm here. You can start now." I thought you were here. I thought you were the very first one in here. You must have left and came back. Roxanne says we can find you a nice glass bowl, TJ, all in family here. I'm just gonna eat the thing. It's not gonna be in a bowl. None of that stuff. Sorry to disappoint. It's not going to be a big ceremonial thing. It's just going to be, here's the dandelion, here's my mouth. Oh. Chew, swallow. Drink. Hey, Nick Rich coming in with a $1.50 super chat. Yippee, Nick Rich. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Get the thumbs up there and the heart for the trifecta. Thank you, Nick Rich. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for helping us attain the goal today and to help out the show. Jet Up the Base says, Trucker John, you had plenty of chances to stop reading that midstream and you chose to go forward. That would be on you. Still, I shouldn't have read it. I'm just saying, I should not have read it. Roxanne says, TJ, it's always worth reading Jen's comments. Laughing emoji. DPD 5844 says the announcement is to announce Trump is awarding Rudy Giuliani the Medal of Honor. What a crock. A mound of shit. Apparently, is that going to be going on now? Any minute now. I guess I'll wait a couple minutes and then maybe I'll look for it on the TV. It seems like no matter how much I skip down, I'm always a half hour behind. I'm skipping down in the chat. I'm still like a half hour behind. Michael McAndrews, I will be a young 68 on the 19th. All right. Just a year away from 69. What's the speed limit of love? 68. Because at 69, you eat it. Ba-da-bum. Thank you. I heard that joke. I first heard that joke from in high school from Chuck. What was Chuck's name? I'm forgetting people's last names from my high school days. That's probably first sign of early onset dementia or something. I don't know. Chuck Kitchens. There we go. Chuck Kitchens is where I heard that joke from. Okay, I didn't forget. It was just a little slow on the uptake. Everyone wishing Damon happy birthday. Damon Dog, the big dog. Happy birthday, Damon Dog. Marshall Jones says, whatever it is, it's a distraction from the Epstein victim speaking at the Capitol. Well, then he should do it tomorrow. Right? He should do because tomorrow is the thing, right? With the press conference. He should plan his thing at the same exact time, maybe. I don't know. What do I know? What do I know? Nick Rich, Blunt Politics is live in about 25 minutes. Actually, about 1 minute. I'm not going to worry about that. It's 11 a.m. right now, so he's going to be coming on. I do have the Blunt Politics t-shirt on. If you guys want to go over there, if you do go over there, make sure to give me a good old Trucker John shout out. I'm going to keep going for a little while. So whoever goes over there, say hi to Brian for me. I'm sure Brian will have lots to say about probably about Trump and his condition and where is he? Where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is he? What the fuck? Let's see, how would Brian say it? I don't know. You guys will find out. But if you go over there, just say hi from me. The Lucky Minute says, good for you, TJ. I'm thinking of joining too. Oh, the chorus thing. Yeah. Do it. Go for it. I mean, you have to apply. It's not like you can just do it. They'll decide if they're going to take you in or not. Gina Maynard says, good luck, Johnny. I get that money. Like I said, I would do it for free, actually. In fact, I should have put that on the application. I should have said, hey, I'll do it for free. Kristen Weibel, you're not an idiot. Thank you, Christine. Roxanne, I can't open my ice cream. It's Talenti and has a twist top. Should I text my neighbor Rob to open it for me? I'm thinking about it. Oh, boy. Do you have a pair of channel locks, maybe, or something? I don't know. Nick Rich says Charlie Angus Midas Canada got 100,000 subs over the weekend. So that means he didn't get 100,000 like from 0 to 100,000 over the weekend. He was at whatever number he was at, and he hit 100,000 over the weekend. Is that what you mean? Okay, well, congratulations to Charlie Angus, whoever the fuck he is. But now I want to get a steak. Now I feel like having a steak at Black Angus. Michael McAndrews says Rudy terrorized 2 women over breath mints. Rudy tried to help Trumpy, the criminal, spew false crap about others. Yeah, CW was kind of as confused like I was. It says 100,000 subs all at once. Do you think that was a real? See, I don't think it was all at once. I think Nick was just saying that he hit at 100,000. Barney Balcom says, TJ, you need to spend hours a day to watching the news and tracking stories. Oh, do I now? Do I now? I believe my coffee's done. Finished. It's fini. Fini. How many other content creators say fini? Probably not very many. I think that's worth being in the club. Roxanne 79 says Brazilian and Colombian coffee, slow cooked into fresh milk and cream with semi-sweet chocolate chips. Recipe for coffee chocolate chip gelato. Yummy. Okay. See? What other content creators would read that? Not many. Probably none. I'm what's known as unique. I have a unique voice in the internet world. It's very much needed. Jim Debate says, well, Roxanne 79 and Trucker John. Trucker John's most lovable and handsome. Many people are saying it. The subscriber I find dang as highly sophisticated language worthy of uplifting to the educated masses. Dang. Dang. All right, let's see what's on. Oh, see, we got the Terror Show. Right now, we got the Terror Show and Boston Brian and Trucker John all at the same time. Look at Terror Show and Boston Brian on my TV. They both have 87 watching. Isn't that kind of weird? We only have 36 watching, but they have 8. It's funny. They both have 87. I just find that. I find that kind of funny, or funny like odd, peculiar. There's Chris Cluey. So Brian's got Chris Cluey on finally. If you guys want to see that, Aaron's back. Michael McAndrews, I haven't seen Muskie and Trumpy giving as many Nazi salutes lately. Well, Musk is out. Musk is trying to be as low-key as possible to save his company because his Tesla stock was taking a shit after all that Nazi shit. And he was about to be removed. I think he was about to face a hostile takeover of his company. And I guess he really doesn't want to lose that company. So he's been really quiet for the last couple months. That's probably at the advice of someone. They said, why don't you just sit down and shut the fuck up and maybe we can try to salvage this company. And but Trump, Trump is just I think recovering from a stroke. I don't know. All right, guys, I am skipping down in the chat, so I am doing a lot of needle dropping. If you don't mind. Nick Rich says, Roxanne, Jen is scheduled to be on at 2 p.m. Eastern time. I guess Jen Taub. I don't even know who that is. Michael McAndrews says we went from the greatest country to Trumpy land in 0 to 60 seconds. WW says W, speaking of W received the highest recorded approval ratings in the wake of September 11th attacks and one of the lowest ratings during the 2008 financial crisis. Yeah, he squandered all of that largesse or that goodwill. He squandered it because he was an idiot. He was an idiot. I still think W might be the stupidest president we ever had, even stupider than Trump. I think Trump is a moron, but he's not stupid. Like he has these like street smarts or whatever. Trump has this weird shit. He's not educated. Whatever degrees he had, he paid people to get that for him. Trump is an idiot in that sense. But I think he is more sort of street savvy than W. I think W is just a complete moron. And yeah, he had after 9/11, everyone came together right after 9/11. Republicans, Democrats, we didn't care. We were like fucking, let's go get those bastards. Let's go get the motherfuckers that did this. And hey, I was 41 years old, and I was in the car driving to the recruiter's office. And then the only reason I stopped is because I looked at my big gut, and I was like, I don't think I would never even make it through basic training. So I didn't do it. But if I had been in better shape, the shape that I had been in 10 years earlier, I would have went right to the recruiter's office and said, sign me up, motherfucker. I want to go kill me some fucking Saudis or whatever the fuck, And then, but Trump is such a moron, and he squandered all that by, invading Iraq Iran. Where did we? We went to Afghanistan, which is where supposedly Bin Laden was, and then we took a left turn and invaded Iraq, and which was unnecessary. And they came up with all the bullshit about weapons of mass destruction. It was all bullshit, and I saw right through it, as did many others. WW steamed with vinegar and butter, very much like other greens. I'm just going to eat the thing raw. I'm just going to raw dog it, man. I'm just going to raw dog that bitch and get it over with. I was talking about the dandelion for those of you that might not know what I was talking about. I better clear that up. I am skipping down and needle dropping. Damon Dog says, John, those yellow petals get stuck in your teeth. Deborah Murphy says, dandelions are like potato chips. You want more than one. Really? So are you an experienced dandelion eater? Marcia Joe says, you'll piss the bed, John. Well, really? Are you sure? Even if I eat it early in the day and I've had a whole day to pee and shit? I don't know. WW says, at least salt it. Salt does help things taste better. Michael McAndrew says, next, dandelion with a B on it. Hey, David Weiss is here from, hello from Denver, Colorado. I'm late because I went to Kaiser doctor appointment. I remember I used to have Kaiser when I was with the post office. And yeah, it was always, no matter what the appointment was, no matter what time you got there, you were going to sit in the waiting room for almost an hour. And then they would call your name, and then you would sit in the little, exam room probably for another half an hour. You think like, oh, good, I'm going to be seen now. And then they sit you in there, and you wait in there another half hour. And then the doctor comes and sees you for like 5 minutes. And, you're like, wait a minute. I just waited an hour and a half. I want the full service. Roxanne, Boston raid in 2 minutes. Yeah, Boston. If you're here, if you're still here, Roxanne, just go on without me. I guess Nick Rich went over there. Nick says Trucker John raid to Blunt Politics. See you all there. Jolie reminding everyone we have channel memberships and super chats and super stickers, and you can like and subscribe and share the show, and you can buy me a coffee at that link if you want to do that. Thank you guys for the support over the months and years. I do appreciate it. James Jaramillo says outgoing Trucker John convoy to Boston Brian. All right, I think everyone left because we are down a little bit here. I think everyone left me. But that's fine. I understand. I get it. I know. I get it. Other shows come on. That's what I get for starting so late. If I hadn't started so late, then I would be over by now. Deborah Murphy says, what is wrong with 69? I'm going to be 69 in December. Nothing. Nothing's wrong with it. It's just that, you know. Jolie says, Trucker John also has PayPal, and there's the PayPal link right there. Thank you for that, Jolie. Damon Dog says, Trucker John Convoy Raid. Yeah, if you go over there, give me a convoy raid or something. And there's Sandy Foltz. Hello, Sandy. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in the chat. Johnny Katz, I want to watch both of you guys simultaneously. Yeah, if you have multiple devices, which a lot of us do, we've got phones and iPads and TVs. Like I've got 3 devices. Technically, I could watch my show, The Terrace Show, and Boston Brian all at the same time. I could. Oh, if I wasn't doing a live stream, I could. Since I'm doing the live stream, I really can't. I can only watch 2 shows at once, which I'm doing right now. But if I wasn't doing the live stream, I could watch all 3 all at once. Sandy Foltz says, I go back to Niagara Falls tomorrow. Well, sounds like you had a great trip to Wisconsin and visiting your son. I'm glad you had a good time. So have a safe trip tomorrow. DPD 5844 says, Charlie Angus is a former member of the House of Commons from Canada. He also has a podcast on the Midas Touch Network. We need him to come here and fight for us. He does not hold back. Much like Trucker John. Johnny Katz, I think maybe this is referring to either Trump or W, but probably Trump. It says maybe he's like a cunning moron, like some sort of like savant, but for like crimes and conning people and stuff. I just think he learned a lot of shit from his fucking asshole father and from the asshole Roy Cohn. And those were his mentors, and they were not very good people, and that's where Trump learned all of his bullshit from. Terry Taylor says, in answer to your question, TJ, Don Lemon, Jay Denson visited Marge Three Toes, who was conveniently absent. Her crew was rude. Jeffries was not there, but crew was receptive. Raskin wasn't there today. Well, maybe they'll try again. I think we do need to hold our representatives accountable, and we need to call them out on the carpet, whatever the hell that means, and say, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? You can't just let this shit slide. I understand. Okay, you're standing back and you're letting them tear each other apart, but you gotta say something, man. And I like the idea of having the daily, like a daily briefing or whatever, Democratic daily press briefing every single day. Sandy Foltz, how is your apartment going? It's going great. It's fine. It's it's doing good. It's still standing. Sandy Foltz with a 99-cent super. Thank you, Sandy. Yippee! So much. Thanks so much. Super sticker with the funny emoji there, sort of aghast or something. I don't know. But that was Sandy Folt's 10th super on a live stream. So wow, congratulations, Sandy, for your 10th super sticker. And I do appreciate it very much. As always. Did Robert Perez come in? Did I skip Robert Perez? I didn't mean to skip you, Robert, but hello, Robert Perez from down San Diego way. Thanks for being here. But I don't see you for some reason. I know you're here. For some reason, I'm not seeing you. But hello, Robert. Oh, there's Robert, right above the super sticker. Okay. Hello, Trucker John. Well, hello, Robert Perez. Good to see you. And again, thank you to Sandy for that. Robert says, just like in church, it's rude to leave in the middle of the service. Watch Trucker John till the end. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for that. That's very nice of you. Josh C says, TJ, did you get the adapter? No, but it's supposed to be delivered today, according to the tracker. As soon as I'm done here, I'll check the tracker. And if that works, I'm still gonna have to buy a longer cord. I'm gonna need a longer cord to make it work. But since I ordered what I ordered, if that works, then I'll get the other cord. If it doesn't work, then I don't want. In other words, I don't want to buy this like 10-foot long cord if I don't need it. You know what I mean? So I'll get that adapter today, and hopefully I'll be able to hook it up. And if it works, because it's just a really short little thing. See, this is what I got. And so this is the, for the USB. So this is going to plug into the charger down at the wall. And then all I got is this. And this is what I'm going to connect to the phone. That will connect the mic to the phone. So I'm going to have to do this like down on the floor, and then do maybe just an impromptu live stream or maybe make a video. I'll just do a video and see if the mic works. And if the mic works when I hook this up to the phone, then what I'll do is I'll just put the adapter on here, and then I can buy like a 6-foot or a 10-foot cord that will hook up to here, and then I can just keep the phone up on the stand and do. So anyhow, but that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm waiting for. And then maybe at some point we can get this bad boy hooked up. And if it doesn't work, then I have to decide, do I want to keep this microphone or do I want to send it back? And I'm thinking about keeping it because I do want to get a computer. And I want to hook this up to the computer when I get the computer and do the show from the computer instead of an iPad and an iPhone. Although this is working pretty good, but I want to be able to use like StreamYard or OBS or whatever it's called, so I can actually do more stuff during the show. But thanks for asking, Josh. Christina, why will Charlie Angus has his own channel on YouTube? I am subscribed. All right. Dan B says, Mr. Spock, so Coach Potato is going to be, I guess, doing the press conference. I don't know. Anna Moore says, TJ, I was going to use the term savant referring to DAD, but I didn't want to insult them. Yeah, insult the savants. So there's Brian. I'm just going to check and see what's playing right now. We got Sanders. Bernie Sanders is in Chicago. This is a live stream. He's doing this Fight Oligarchy tour. So that again, we've got the same old people, Bernie, and I think AOC is probably with them. I don't know, maybe not, but we got AOC and Bernie doing the fight oligarchy thing. We've got Newsom doing the mocking of Trump, and other than that, there's not much. I mean, JB Pritzker comes out, because he's been attacked by Trump, verbally or whatever. We've got a few voices that come out, but other than that, I mean, it's been Newsom and AOC and Bernie, with a few scattered here and there. I think we need the entire Democratic Party to fucking come out in full force. And I do like the idea, let's have a daily fucking press conference every fucking day where a Democrat, a prominent Democrat, will get in front of the mic. If they want to take turns, if they want to say, okay, we're going to have one person as our spokesman or spokesperson, fine, do that. Or if they want to rotate it and have one day, maybe it's Hakeem Jeffries, maybe one day it's I don't know, AOC, one day it's whoever is in there, and I don't know if it always has to be a House rep or it could be senators too. I don't know, whatever. But I think that they need to do that. Okay, so Bernie's doing that. Let's see what else is going on. I was just trying to see. Oh, look at here. A major announcement soon from the Oval Office. Right now, they have moms demand action for gun sense in America. Is this the Trump thing? Minnesota officials. So this is live now. See, this is Minnesota. That's the. I got the mayor from Minnesota, the mayor of Minneapolis. So this is not Trump. Even though on the icon thing, it says Trump finally speaks. So either I missed it already. Oh, that was, I've had it. I had it, was doing that. Okay, that was them. Trump announcement. This is Mercado Media. He's playing a live feed of the White House. Sometimes I like Mercado Media. He's good. He's got a lot of stuff that he runs.
The only one that does. And then every time I'd be out there playing, they would hit me with some joke.
So that's Mercado. I don't know if I missed did Trump already speak? Has he not spoken? Was it all bullshit? Anyhow, I guess we'll find out soon enough, or eventually we'll find out. Josh sees, I think Raskin is probably my favorite representative. I like Jamie Raskin. He's really, really good. Let's have Jamie Raskin get out on there. Maybe they don't want to do it. I don't know. Maybe they can't do it. Maybe they're lazy. Who knows? What the fuck, Dan B says the shit house is not holding any press briefing today, so no Blondie Levitt. The American people need to know what the heck is going on with our government, period. If this schmuck, is this schmuck still up or not? Dan B meant to say couch potato. Oops. Well, we knew what you meant. Dan B said, yes, whoever they use, but do something. Yeah, I agree. Josh says, hey, TJ, have you seen or heard Graham Plattner, the oyster farmer, who is running for Susan Collins' seat in Maine? Guy sounds fantastic and has Bernie backing him. I have not seen him. All I heard was, I don't know, a week or two ago, that all I heard, I didn't catch the name. I didn't know if it was a male or a female. All I heard was that the Democrat running against Susan Collins for her seat was already leading in the polls. That's all I heard, and I got excited about that. Just that. No. And now you're giving me a little more background about Plattner. So the name is Plattner, and he sounds fantastic, and Bernie's backing him. So that's great. So let's keep an eye on that. That would be great. If we could flip that seat and get that bitch out. She's a bitch, Susan Collins. She I'm not sure if I would go so far as to call her a cunt. I don't think I would go that far. I'll reserve that. I'll reserve that for the MTGs of the world. But she's a bitch. I don't like her. I don't like her. She tries to be all like come across like she's all like fair-minded or reasonable, and then but she's not. She walks in lockstep with Trump and the maggots, no matter what. Her and fucking what's the bitch from Alaska? Same thing. Same fucking thing. You know, if you thought the big beautiful bill was a shitty bill, then you shouldn't have voted for it. You fucking bitch. Now I'll call Joni Ernst the cunt. She's the cunt. Joni Ernst. You know, you don't want to overuse that word. You got to use it kind of sparingly. I can't call everyone a cunt. Otherwise, it just loses its value, its shock value, or whatever. So I can't call everyone a cunt. You guys you understand where I'm coming from? You understand what I mean? Susan Collins may very well be a cunt, but I can't really just willy-nilly. You know, I got to use that word kind of sparingly. Otherwise, it loses its power. I hope you guys got my little joke there, because I said I have to use it sparingly, and then I just used it like 12 times. It's pretty bad if you have to explain your joke. That means your joke was horrible. Anyhow, moving on. Sandy Foles says there was a rumor saying Trump had dropped dead. It's not true. Is it not true? Have we seen Trump? Has Trump been seen today? He was supposed to be seen today. Have we seen him today? Did he come out today? Did he come out before the press today? I don't know. When's the last time he was seen? I need proof of life. I think at this point we need proof of life. Josh C says Riverboat Jack keeps talking about him. About Graham Plattner, the oyster farmer. I watched Riverboat Jack last night. She does some long form. Talk about long form shows. God damn, she's like doing like 12-hour shows and shit. Marsha Jones. Oh, go on. Marsha Jones Palin. Sandy Foles. Who's a witch, TJ? I never said which. I never said which. Jossie says he's a common sense kitchen table progressive. All right, I'm going to look into this Plattner guy, and I'm glad that I haven't seen the latest polling, but I just recall, I think about a week or two ago, just seeing a blurb type of thing that the Democrat running against Susan Collins was already like leading in the polls. And I know it's way early to get excited about. I think it's way too early to get too excited about polls, but it is kind of, you know, it still is kind of encouraging to see that. Marsha Jones, she's a front hole. Dan B says, don't think Shits and Pants has been seen today. Okay, so supposedly he was going to come and make this exciting announcement. Obviously that was bullshit. That was just something that they put out because everyone's saying, where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is he? They trotted him out a few days ago to the golf course. I don't think he golfed. They just was trying to get some pictures of him being out of the White House, out of wherever he's staying. I guess he's in the White House. Other than that, he hasn't done anything in a week or longer now. So I think this whole thing about this exciting announcement was all bullshit just to try to stall for more time. He's probably, I don't think he's dead, but he's probably laying in bed under doctor's care, recovering from a stroke. and he's not presentable enough. They're trying to stall enough time to where he can be, where they're hoping he will recover enough where he can speak. I don't think he can speak. Now, this is all speculation on my part. This is 100% speculation. I have no, I'm just talking out my ass, Trucker John style, just talking out my ass. But, there's definitely something up. Something's up. John Glass says, Trump is still alive. Sigh. Aaron West, Sarah Palin. Yeah, I don't know. That was about Alaska. Oh, okay. So no, I was talking about the senator Murkowski. Sarah Palin could. Yeah, I can see how you could think I was talking about that, but yeah, no, I was talking about Murkowski. Anyhow, yeah, Danby Murkowski needs to go too. She voted for the shit bill too because she got a concession from the shitbirds in the bill for Alaska, which turned out to be not legal. You can't do that. You can't carve out that shit like that. Danby says, right, and the pics sucked. He looked like he could barely walk. Yeah, he looked horrible. Something's up. He had a stroke, people. Trucker John, calling it right here. He had maybe not a massive stroke, like a totally massive one where he's like dead or dying, but maybe just bad enough where, he's got the droopy face and he probably is really slurring back in his speech. He can't, and he's not camera ready. And they're just stalling and stalling and stalling so that maybe every day, maybe he gets a little bit better. And then eventually he'll be good enough where they can send him out to a camera. But they're stalling. They're stalling for time. And who knows? Strokes are tricky. Some people never recover, or some people they do it, and it takes years sometimes. So I don't know. But there's something's up. This fucking blowhard, Donald Trump, who has never shied away from a camera or a microphone in his life, all of a sudden isn't in front of one for a week. There's something fucking wrong, people. There is something wrong. Josh C says, did they test him for polonium after meeting with Putin? That's a good question. We know how Putin has a propensity to poisoning people. And we know how Donnie was just all loving all over him. He's just all happy to see him. And, like in the movies, how they put like poison, like they have the plastic thing on their lips with the poison. And so when they were in their makeout session, Putin really dosed him up with something. John Glad says he is on death's door, say doctors. Vance will be the same. What doctors are saying he's on death's doors? Do you have a scoop, John Glad? Did you get a news report about? I haven't heard anything about doctors saying anything. No one is saying anything that I've seen. I haven't seen anything. It's been like radio silence. And I don't know what you mean by Vance will be the same. You mean Vance will be just as much of a dick or an asshole as Trump? Yeah, that's true. Like Vance will be just as bad. I understand that. Vance will not be good. I know we're getting rid of one just to get another bad person in there. Or not that we're getting rid of him. I mean, if Trump is incapacitated, whether he dies or just is so, the stroke has really incapacitated him, then Vance will become the president. I'm not saying that that's necessarily a better thing. Maybe it is, though. Vance is not a better person. Vance is just as evil, an evil prick as Trump is. But I do think Vance will lose pretty much the MAGA support. I think that will, if Trump is out of the picture, one way or the other, I think that will break up MAGA. And then maybe we'll see some Republicans, like, who was it? Glenn, what's his face? Who said, I don't, just one vertebrae, just grow a vertebrae. You don't even have to grow a whole spine. Just maybe a vertebrae, maybe 2 vertebrae. You know, maybe we can get a few of them to grow a couple of vertebrae and maybe vote something, you know, with the Democrats or something, you know? But with Trump in there, there's almost like no chance of that. With Vance, I think we got a chance, you know, because Vance won't have the sway. I don't think, you know. Anyhow, guys, I should end the show before my battery dies. My battery will be dying pretty soon. And I can't see exactly where I'm at on my state of charge, but it has been almost 2.5 hours. And I do believe I started with less than 100% on my battery. So I'm going to go ahead and call it a quit. Call it a quits. We've got stuff to watch. You got Boss and Brian. You got the Terror Show. Those are 2 great shows. And then Hal will be coming on in a few hours. So I think I'm leaving you guys in good hands. Thanks, everyone, for watching today. You guys are really awesome. Thanks for all the subscribes. And we're at over 2,980. It seems like just a few days ago, I was bitching about being stuck in around, you know, what we're at. We were at 3,940, 3,950. And now we're over 3,980. So, yeah, we'll be doing some dandelion shopping pretty soon, or hunting for dandelions pretty soon. So thanks for that. You guys are awesome. Thanks for getting us. Let's get to 4,000, and from 4,000, let's get to 4 million. I'll see you guys again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's Wednesday, 11 a.m. Pacific time, right here on the Trucker John channel. Hit that notification bell. Make sure you get notified. That may work. It may not work. If not, get a piece of paper and write it down. Put it on your little sticky post-it. Trucker John, tomorrow, 11 a.m. YouTube. And I am pretty much just on YouTube now. I used to simulcast to Facebook and Twitch, but due to a change in the Prism Live app, I'm not able to do that anymore. But eventually, if I can get a computer and get on a better streaming platform, I can multicast to other channels. But right now, it's just YouTube. So write that down. Get your pen, get your paper, write it down. Trucker John, 11 a.m. Wednesday on YouTube. All right, guys. Other than that, all we got to do is the words of wisdom, I believe. It's all we got to do. So thank you guys so much for being here. And write this down. Today's words of wisdom are as follows. Okay, here you go. And there's kind of a list. So number 1, just
well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes. Talk about Baghdad, I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. But if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kill. At least when I was out I could handle a skid, but doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food and movies and bugs, shining a light on all the social issues. No shrugs, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. For free. So you want to take a trip down Paradise Road, but it ain't that pretty, it ain't paved with gold. Everybody's got the dirty little secrets, everybody's got some things unknown. But if you ain't real careful, baby, it'll cut you down to the bone. Under all those bright lights, you've gotta learn to ignore the glitter. It's all about fight or flight, and you don't wanna do either. So go on down to Paradise Road, it'll make you wish that you were young. But all it'll do is make you feel old and regret trading in your love for lust. It's all just a big charade, it's all just one big game, and it ain't about love. It's all about the thrills, it's about staying in the hunt, it's about going in for the kill. So head on down to Paradise Road, that's where your friends are now. They're the people that nobody knows. So go ahead and make your big show. So live it up on Paradise Road, just don't let anyone know. It'll be your dirty little secret, it'll be your guilty little pleasure. Living a secret that the whole world sees, hiding in plain sight among the scum and the thieves. It's so damn hard to ever be pleased. good life. Everybody wants a piece of paradise. But where would you run? Where would you hide? What would you do to buy a little more time? Grandiose dreams of happily ever after are really just another day's end. And when the sun goes down, you just lay there wondering, can you really do it all again? You're praying for one last shot. You're hoping for one last big win. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along. Paradise Road is calling, so you better